Yesterday we discussed the organizational structure of a company. Okay. Today we are going to talk about the powers of board of directors. Okay. Section 179 subsection 3 of the Indian Companies Act 1956. What are the powers of board of directors? Before that, I would like to ask you, what is board of directors? Board of directors is a representative group of shareholders. There may be lakhs of shareholders of a company. Equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. But there would be some machinery and the management to handle the daily operations of the company. The managerial decision making is needed to be done by somebody, and that is done by board of directors. So board represents shareholders. So they require some powers. Specifically, section 179, number 1, to make calls on shares. You know, when company issues shares, application money, allotment money, first call, second call, final call, it is called by the company. Number 2, to authorize buyback of shares. Section 68. In old Companies Act, section 77A and 77B was talking about the procedure for buyback. Company can purchase its own shares in certain cases only. To issue securities. Now previously we were saying shares, but the word securities has given hodgepodge meaning. Securities includes shares, debentures, bonds, scrips, coupons. So everything comes under the definition of security. The power to issue securities for collection of capital from Indian or foreign capital market, including debentures in or outside India, company can issue its securities. To borrow monies, is that clear? To take loans from public financial institutions, bankers, or any other modes of raising long-term or short-term finance, directors are empowered to borrow the money up to certain extent. That is written in articles of association, borrowing powers, how much limit is given to them. Then to invest the funds of the company. As I told, managerial decision making will be done by the board of directors. So they will decide the collected capital, how it will be invested. Purchasing of land, construction of factories, purchasing of machineries, training of employees. There are n number of instances in which investment will be required by the company. To grant loans to employees or outsiders, or to provide guarantee or security in respect of such loans. That is power of the board of directors. Then to approve financial statements and board's report. Friends, I must tell you, at the end of the year, directors report will be prepared. It is performance report of directors, board's report, board of directors report, and annual report of the company will be prepared with the financial statements. Financial statements inculcates, number 1, schedules to the balance sheet, profit and loss account, balance sheet of the company, cash flow statements and fund flow statements. These are financial statements which are required to be prepared after 31st March closing of the accounting year. It shall be certified by the board of directors and it shall be provided to statutory auditor of a company under section 224. You know, then audit will be started. Then to diversify the business of a company, directors will decide in any production line, if marketing is getting difficult to sell that products, company can decide, directors can decide to diversify the activity right from production. Any new product can be launched by the directors. To approve amalgamation, merger or reconstruction of a company. Amalgamation means patching up with another company. Merger is what? Merger and amalgamation, almost same process, but in merger there is accounting difference. In merger, pooling of interest method is used for accounting. Now you would be studying amalgamation in your second year of BCom. You know. So in amalgamation, net assets method you are using. You are calculating purchase consideration, PC. Am I right or not? So this is difference between a merger and amalgamation. And reconstruction inculcates two things: internal reconstruction and secondly external reconstruction by the board of directors. They are important. Then to take over or acquire another company, that is also a power given to board of directors if ample funds are available. Any other matters which are prescribed under the Companies Act 1956. To appoint additional directors, alternate directors or nominee directors under section 161. The board of directors is constructed with different types of directors like additional directors, alternate directors, permanent directors, nominee directors, executive directors, non-executive directors, technical directors, directors appointed by the proportional representation, and small shareholders directors. These are the types of directors. You know, that empowerment is given to the board of directors to appoint such additional alternate or nominee directors. Okay, the details I will talk about in next lecture when I will teach you types of directors. Next is to grant sanction to the contracts in which some directors are interested. Now question arises: in directors' interest is what? Interest of directors is what? इंटरेस्ट का मतलब है यहाँ पे बैंक इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, जो हमने डिपॉजिट रखा और हमको बैंक इंटरेस्ट दे रहा है, दैट इज डिफरेंट इन इंग्लिश. हियर इन सी लॉ इंटरेस्ट इज व्हाट? दिलचस्पी. दिलचस्पी अगर हो तो वो किसी ना किसी तरह से नजर आ ही जाती है. कौन सी मूवी का डायलॉग है? सैफ अली खान और जॉन अब्राम का मूवी रेस्ट. इज दैट क्लियर? तो डायरेक्टर की दिलचस्पी क्या है? जिसे कंपनी ने एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट निकाला, चलो 500 करोड़ के मटेरियल चाहिए, कंपनी को एडवर्टीजमेंट दे दिया. डायरेक्टर के साले साहब इंटरेस्टेड है मटेरियल सप्लाई करने में, बरोबर? उसने अप्लाई कर दिया विथ कोटेशन. ऐसे केस में डायरेक्टर का इंटरेस्ट पैदा हो जाता है. मैं डायरेक्टर हूं, मेरे साले को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिलना चाहिए. दिस इज व्हाट इंटरेस्ट ऑफ अ डायरेक्टर. इफ इट इज द केस एनीवे, any related person of a director is interested in any contract, it is the legal duty of every director to disclose the interest in writing. You should write to the other directors, board of directors, that I am interested. My brother-in-law has applied with quotation for the same contract, so I will stay aside myself from the board meeting in which the decision will be taken related to providing purchase order for these materials. उसको हाथ जोड़ के निकल जाना है बस. किसी अदर डायरेक्टर को नहीं बोलना है मेरे साले का ही देखो जरा लाइन लगाओ. दिस शुड नॉट बी देयर. ओके, सो इफ डायरेक्टर्स आर इंटरेस्टेड तो उसके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कैसे सैंक्शन कर रहे हैं? दैट पावर इज गिवन अंडर सेक्शन 188, बट देयर इज लीगल प्रोसेस. इज दैट क्लियर? टू अपॉइंट फर्स्ट ऑडिटर्स ऑफ द कंपनी. स्टैट्यूटरी ऑडिटर इज अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट. ही मस्ट बी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट होल्डिंग सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस under the Chartered Accountants Regulations Act 1949. Is that clear? Then to make political contributions. Now various political parties are there on national level like BJP, Congress and Nationalist Congress Party, Shiv Sena, RJD, क्या है, सपा, SP, okay, BSP. So these are national parties. MNS, Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, like that is there. So किसी भी पॉलिटिकल कंट्रीब्यूशन करना है किसी भी पार्टी को, तो दैट इज पावर इज गिवन टू द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, बट इट शुड बी पेड बाय बैंक ट्रांसफर ओनली, आइदर बाय चेक और आरटीजीएस, नॉट इन कैश. ओके, देन टू पावर टू अपॉइंट KMPs. व्हाट इज KMP? की मैनेजरियल पर्सोनेल. 6 people are there. I have written on the board. Number 1 manager, number 2 managing director, number 3 full-time director. WTD is full-time director. Company secretary as the legal advisor of the company. CFO, that is chief finance officer, who will look after financial operations. And lastly, chief executive officer, who will hold administrative powers for running of a company. So these are key managerial personnel, and they will be appointed by the board of directors. So I hope it is understood.
Yes, sir.
If any question is there, you can ask any question, any doubt. हाँ.
कंपनी बायबैक करती है तो शेयर को आप क्या
When company buy back, then
तो शेयर का क्या रहेगा? लेती हूँ
What company will do with that share? That shares will be discarded.
उसको डिस्कस
Company will discard that shares. Company will repay the amounts that if it is payment to the investors, it is called as redemption. Redemption. To redeem means to give back and to take back. That is the meaning of to redeem. Redemption is what? Cancelling the transaction entirely. आपके 10 शेयर है, उसका वैल्यू 100 रुपए, ये 100 रुपए लो, शेयर सर्टिफिकेट ओरिजिनल लाके तो हम फाड़ के फेंक देंगे. Company will decide what to do. But a buyback is not purchasing of own shares by same company. Is that clear? 18 points procedure is there. You can read it in your own interest. Procedure for buyback of shares. Today all you study the procedure for buyback of shares. Last semester we have discussed it already. Okay? That's all.